So one thing I did want to just have a chat about was something to do with how people fly. And I think it's important to note that there are different types of pilot out there. Fortune Radio Golf Charlie Golf Mike Zulu Crest Radio check please.
Right, Zulu readability 5.
5 as well, thanks. Good morning, Joel. Good morning, everybody. It is officially the weekend, so we're gonna for stab at just going for a little morning flight. I was up last night and it was pretty smooth. Unusual wind conditions. Lower down it was going one way and higher up was going completely the opposite way. So that little middle layer was a little bit interesting, nevertheless. So we're going to go for a quick fly. Done all the checks, so we'll just taxi along and go for a tootle. Let's go have some fun, grab this guy. Now apparently Mike is going to be coming over for a flight. I think it's his first flight since September. He did say he was coming along. Golf Mike Zulu entering and crossing 1-1 for taxi. We had more rain here overnight, which means this taxiway is going to be a mud bath. Oh, God. Come on. That little bit of grass runway over there is absolutely waterlogged. Last night, while I was up flying, I had to make sure not to land on it. I was checking my video footage from last night, and I was pretty much putting the wheels on the ground within 2 meters of the concrete starting, so I was quite proud of that. Golf Mike Zulu entering and lining up on 1. Golf Mike Zulu taking off on 1, departing to the north. Lovely and smooth. We'll head up to North Berwick first. Just have a wee tootle around there. Level out at 2,000 feet. Okie dokie. So yeah, it was pointed out to me yesterday, quite interestingly, that it's now spring. I totally missed that. I always seem to forget that March is actually the official sort of start of spring. So spring has sprung and the sun is definitely getting out a little bit later and earlier in the day, which is great for me. So I managed to get up for a quick flight yesterday after work. Albeit I did finish a little bit early, so I'm going to need to do a bit of work over the weekend anyway, so that's fine. So we'll make up that extra 30 minutes. And yeah, we'll go for a wee fly right down the top of the high street in North Berwick. Wave to the people. Stick it at 1,500. 1,500. That's the correct terminology. Hello, North Berwick. North Berwick. Looks like the rugby players are out. Looks muddy down there. One thing I did want to just have a chat about was something to do with how people fly. And I think it's important to note that there are different types of pilot out there. And I've had a chance to think about this and how people like to fly and what they get out of it. And I think this is a subjective view, right? I think that
Golf Papa India, taxiing 11.
when it comes to choosing how far you fly, where you fly to, the heights you fly, all of that, it's all personal preference. It's kind of up to you. That's why I'm getting bumped around. I'm in this weird little layer. So I think when you set out to go for a fly, whatever day it is, depending on your work or if you're tired or whatever, you'll have your type of flying that you prefer to go for. And that can be a multitude of different things. You can either be someone who likes long distance flying. You like to, basically, the whole purpose of what you do is you get up and you go far. You fly as far as you possibly can, avoiding the buzzards at 2,200 feet. And you fly. You go. You have a plan for going from A to B, and you follow that plan, and you generally do pretty big hops. You'll stop off at maybe 2 or 3 different locations en route.
Golf Papa India, taking off 11, departing sir.
Which is absolutely fine. That's your prerogative to do. But then you get the other type of pilot who is pretty content at just coming to the airfield, getting their plane out, and going for a local bimble. So they get in the plane, they fly around probably just within their own county. They don't necessarily land, but they get a lot of joy and satisfaction out of the opportunity to just get up and fly the plane, fly in your local area. So for example, me, last night I got out of work and got to the airfield. I was the only person at the airfield. I had the skies over East Lothian completely to myself, and I went flying, and I got a lot from it. I also got a lot of practice because I did quite a few circuits, so it was a good opportunity for me just to kind of practice my landings and all that good fun. And I get a lot from that. But to some pilots, doing that sort of long distance flying is all you want to do. You don't necessarily want to do local flying around in a gigantic loop, doing lots of circuits. That's not your bag, and that is absolutely fine. I think that's the bit that I'm trying to make the point of here, is you can choose your style of flying. I don't think you should feel pressured to follow anybody else's style of flying, because it's completely up to you. Now, why am I saying this? I'm saying this for a bit of a reason, and that is that I've seen in the flexwing community, there seems to be this weird rift forming between pilots who just fly local and those who fly long distance. It seems to me as if the long distance pilots perceive those short distance local flyers as different. I'm not saying inadequate, and I'm not saying lesser than. I'm just saying they see them as a different pilot. And they're not. They're exactly the same. The difference is they don't want to go flying far away. They're more than happy just flying locally. So what that they don't want to go and land in a field 60 or 70 miles away? They're more than happy just sticking the plane up in the air and going for a fly. Anyway, that's kind of my point, is just I think the community needs to accept the fact that pilots get different things from different types of flying. Now, one thing I will say, just to kind of protect myself here from getting absolutely hammered and trolled and all that stuff, I know a lot of long distance flyers who also like to bimble local flights, and that's great. So they're kind of what I would consider an all-rounder, right? And that's brilliant, actually, having people that you can talk to who have that skill set of knowing what to do when it comes to long distance touring, and also knowing what to do about local flights. Now, when it comes to long-distance touring, there is a skill set there, and one of the main ones really is how to pack a plane. And one of these days I'll do a video that shows you exactly how I pack as much as I do into this plane. And one of these days I will show you how I do pack this plane when I go on a long-distance tour. It's slightly changing because I have recently procured a set of panniers which go on the side of the plane. It'll be interesting to see how this thing flies with those. I've not flown with them yet. Anyway, so that's my thoughts, just on general people flying, what they get out of it. It's nothing serious, I just wanted to kind of speak my mind on this particular topic. What are your opinions? What do you think? Although there is...
Radio, Golf Pub India, 6 miles north, 1,800 feet inbound.
Holy
Oh, from the final for 1-1.
Okay, I'm going to lose my hearing. Hi, I'm Golf Mike Zulu, and I'm flying a plane that's going to make me deaf. Blue skies above somewhere over there. Blue skies, they are not over here because it's rubbish weather.
Golf Pub India, joining downwind 1-1.
That's much better. Joining downwind. I can see you. It looks like you're on final approach. Okay. A different way to fly. It's weird. I do actually, if I put my arms straight, I feel like I'm going into a slight roll. It's a bit cold doing that. So I'm not going to do it. Down to 1,500 before I head back to the field. East Fortune traffic, Golf Charlie Golf Mike Zulu inbound from the north, 3 miles to run, 1,500 feet inbound. Golf Mike Zulu dead side descending 1-1. There we go. Woohoo! Right, so we're going to do the spiral. I'll speed this bit up because nobody likes to watch this bit. So I'll see you just as I'm turning onto final. Golf makes it do 10 final 1-1. Golf Mike Zulu vacated 1-1. Mike's here! Yay. Cool, hope you enjoyed. Don't forget to like and subscribe as usual. And I'll catch you on the next flight. Cheerio, bye! Lovely.